Hey, Mia, you better hide your baby, or
I'm just playing.
You better hide that big ass forehead.
I was just joking.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this review-ish of Fast and Furious 6, released in 2013. So, most times when I start watching these movies now, I've gotten to the point where just by like the beginning, I can tell where it's going to be at on the list. But this one kind of switched up on me halfway through. So here's the list. I think I have it above Tokyo Drift, making it third. I think, I don't know. You can actually see it. Yeah, above Tokyo Drift. And like I said, the first half really, and I thought I was just going to talk about this the whole time, but it really just felt like a normal action movie. And, you know, that's kind of what I realized that the Fast and Furious movies were starting to turn into, because originally they were about street racing. They weren't action movies. Like, they were, you know what I mean when I say they weren't action movies. They were about street racing. That was the action, was the racing. And more recently, you know, think about the usage of guns in the original, like in the first couple of them, and then the uses of guns now, like how drastic it is. I'm not saying the more car stuff you have, the better the movie's gonna be, but obviously the directors shine with the car stuff. You know, the stunt coordinators, the directors, whatever, they shine with the car stuff, because when they do car stunts, it's always way better than just regular fighting. The fighting in this movie felt really boring. Coming from a guy who's seen a bunch of Marvel films, I was like really bored with the fighting in this one. I was like, oh wow, this is really nothing. Like I said, the first half of the movie is like a completely different movie. You know how I said which one was it? The fourth one was like a murder mystery, then the fifth one was like a heist film. Well, I think this one, to compare it to anything, I guess it'd be, I don't even want to say spy, it's just action, basic action. But it's really, like I said, the second half really amps it up. It gets really good. The two kind of finales that they had going on, we had the first one where they get, is it Shaw? I think it's Shaw. And then the second one where they're on the plane. How it took them this long to do anything with a plane blows my mind, you know? But it's nice to see that we actually have, you know, a cast, like a character set in. They brought back Letty, which I was like, what? Really? We're doing this? Technically, she hasn't been back since, like, I don't know, a while. So I was like, oh, interesting, they're bringing her back. Okay. We finally caught up to Tokyo Drift. So technically, all that's been happening has happened before 2006, if the timeline of events is believed to, you know, be that way. Probably not. I'm sure in universe some fan is like, oh no, it actually always took place in 2013 with flip phones. But yeah, so like I said, it's basically just, the first half is just your basic action movie, and then the second half is fun stuff. They're starting to get a little crazy. They've introduced a tank, you know, nothing balls to the wall insane, you know, like everybody says Fast and Furious is like. I mean, yeah, the dude Vin Diesel jumped a bridge, but, and this is gonna sound really weird, but I think the introduction of The Rock was really good. I don't know, since they brought him in, the movies have just been at an incline of quality, you know, so that's good. I think he just really rounds out the cast, and I think they finally figured out what they want to do with Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel started out as this just like rugged, doesn't really care about anything character, and I kept thinking in the earlier films, how does he go to a family man? Like, how does that happen? But no, now I can totally, you know, everybody fits their mold. Sadly, Roman, they've really, one thing I really want to point out is they really changed Roman's character. In Too Fast, Too Furious, I really liked him because he was hot-headed. He really felt like he didn't want to be there, and because he didn't want to be there, he was just going to be an ass about everything. Now he's just a funny black guy, which there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, he's still entertaining, just in a different way, if that makes sense. And in a way that that I don't like as much, but still, you know, very much like. One thing that I also figured out in these newer Fast and Furious films is because they're not about racing anymore, you know, they don't race. The earlier films were all about racing, you know, so, like, up till Tokyo Drift. So now, so far in the past 3 movies, they just kind of add a racing scene. Like, one scene that if you took it out of the film, wouldn't change a thing. You know, I think, which one was it in the fourth one? I think it was the two guys, Paul Walker and Vin Diesel wanted a race just out of nowhere, or they had a race for something. And then in the fifth one, it was the cop race where they had the cop cars. Literally, you could have taken that out and it wouldn't have changed a thing. And then in this one, it was the Letty and Vin Diesel racing. Yeah, you could say, oh, it's for them to both get to the destination. It's like, yeah, but this really feels just a weird side quest. Like, hey, it's Fast and Furious. They got to race at some point. So, if in whatever reason in Fast and Furious or Furious 7, god damn it, they just have a random racing scene, I called it, you know. But yeah, no, this is really fun. I like these like simpler stuff where it's just they have a mission, they go on the mission, you know. Shaw is an interesting villain. I'm interested in seeing how his film goes, you know, with Hobbs and Shaw. I don't know if Rock's in the seventh one. I don't think he is, but I'm just interested. You know, this wasn't as good as Fast 5, obviously, but we're at a basic, you know, study incline. We're keeping a good track record going. So let's hope Fast 7 is good. You know, video over. Thanks for watching.